नमस्कार, 89 स्वदेश में आपका स्वागत है। मैं हूं अनिल राणा। सबसे पहले आपको ले चलते हैं जीएसटी काउंसिल की बैठक के बाद जो खत्म हुई है उसके फैसलों को लेकर वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर रही हैं। आइए सुनते हैं क्या कर रही हैं वित्त मंत्री निर्मला सीतारमन।
Similarly, there are GST exemption for services by the National Testing Agency (NTA) by way of conduct of entrance examinations for admission to educational institutions. Even that decision has been taken today. There's been a decision also to tax services supplied by courts and tribunals under the reverse charge mechanism. There were a few other decisions which have been taken on law and procedure related matters. Secretary will expand when you ask about it later on, otherwise the details will reach you. There is a decision today taken on the rationalization of late fee for annual returns. This is registered persons having an aggregate turnover of up to 5 crores in the said financial years, 25 rupees per day, subject to a maximum amount of which will be calculated at the rate of 0.02% of his turnover. So what this is actually mean that the council has recommended to rationalize late fee for delayed filing of annual returns, particularly the form GSTR 9 for the year 22-23 onwards. The amount, we have actually reduced the amount of such late fee for smaller taxpayers who have an annual turnover of up to 20 crores. Then in the same category, registered persons having an aggregate turnover of more than 5 crores and up to 20 crores in that said financial year, the same thing applies, 50 rupees per day, subject to a maximum of an amount calculated at 0.02% of the turnover. So that is one thing for late fee rationalization that has been taken. There's also amnesty which has been provided in respect of pending returns for GSTR 4 and also GSTR 9 and again for GSTR 10. That will also be explained. There are two GOMs about which I will elaborate. One is the GOM on capacity-based taxation and special composition scheme in certain sectors on GST. That is mostly relating to the pan masala, gutka, chewing tobacco, and so on. So the GOM's recommendation has been taken on board. The other GOM was on the tribunal, establishment of tribunal. Even that has been agreed to with slight modification in the language with which we'll be taking it up. That language will be circulated to the members tomorrow, and we shall give them a full 5-6 days to come up with the comments, post which a final draft will be readied. Even that will be checked up for language with the members. So actually, in a way, it does 2 rounds. One round immediately tomorrow for those specific paragraphs where some words had to be changed. And the second is after the inputs have come, we prepare one final draft and we circulate that again. And the chairperson of the GST Council has been authorized to pull it all together and finalize it, because there's not enough time for us to meet again before the finance bill. The chairperson is authorized, and then with changes put in, for those language changes put in, it can be taken up in the finance bill itself. So largely these are the issues. Specific details on your questions we can elaborate.
Thank you, ma'am. Siddharth, 86.
Ma'am, on the compensation side, you mentioned two numbers. One was 16,982 crore, and the other one was on this AG certification of 16,524 crore. I think that was the number. So if you could help us understand that. And ma'am, in Parliament you had mentioned two states, West Bengal and Kerala, which have not shared the AG report. So how many states are there in all, and what is their claim, if you could help us understand that? And ma'am, sorry, one more thing. You said that it will be released, so I suppose that the money will be released from the Consolidated Fund of India at the moment, and then you will recoup that amount.
So first of all, AG certificate authorization is required for the clearance or the payment of the money. But awaiting the AG certificate, it doesn't mean, and this applies from 2017, 18, 19, 20, I'm saying, waiting for the AG's authorization certificate, it doesn't mean that we don't release anything at all. Nearly 90% of the compensation as a provisional amount is released to the states, and only 5 to 10%, not even 10%, 5 to 8% is retained, subject to the AG certificate reaching us. So when people speak about, oh, you have not paid them because AG certificate has not been given, please understand that nearly 90% of their compensation which has to go to them gets released as a provisional amount. So they are not sitting with nothing at all being sent. Post that, when the authorization comes, it is reconciled and the rest gets released. So that is one thing about the AG certificate. Second, as regards states which have not sent the AG certificate, I can read out a list which is as of, let's say, the last day of the Parliament session, before the recess wala session. Andhra Pradesh has given it for 1 year. They have not given 18-19 to 21-22. They have not given. Arunachal also has to give for all the years. Assam has given it for up to 2021, but they have to give for 21-22. So what I would do, instead of me reading it all down here, I'll send you the table which is here with me. It will show as to who's got the authorized AG certificate given and for which year, and who is not sent at all. All that will be clearly seen. Yes.
The two numbers are, for June 2022, the provisional amount, 50% of that was released earlier, based on the availability of funds expected till 31st March 2023. That amount was about 34,000. 50% of it was released earlier. 50% now we are releasing an amount equal to 16,982.